It's Morbin time. Welcome back, listeners. AJ, you watch Miss Marvel yet?
Nah. It's time to talk about the Morbius sweep.
Yeah. No, we gotta talk about Miss Marvel first. Did you watch it?
Nope.
It's no Moon Knight. So back to Morbius. This just in: Morbius in a recent third theater release grosses $1 more billion.
And that translates to exactly 10 USD.
No, approximately $87 per 1,000 theaters.
Bro, it flops so hard.
That's like it made like $8,700. It made enough. Morbius the movie made enough that it could definitely qualify for food stamps. It is well below the poverty line.
Bro, it's so funny. I love Morbius, so it's my new favorite movie.
I
haven't even seen it.
You know what, my handsome co-host? What's the budget on that movie looking like? Because I know you got all the Morbin stats up in front of you.
I have no idea what the budget was, but it's made $163 million worldwide. That's like at least 10 trillion more billion dollars.
Yeah, 10 trillion more billion dollars.
And the movie's so bad. Apparently, I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
No.
Are you gonna see
it? Comment down below.
Yeah, comment down below if you've seen Morbius.
Yeah, when I can find it in the fucking discount aisle in the dollar store.
Bro, I don't even think it's worth $1. We're gonna find it.
They're gonna be selling it for $1 more billion.
Dude, the Walmart employees at the front store be just take it. We don't want it.
Just take it.
Just get it.
When is the DVD release for that movie gonna come out? I'm waiting for the director's cut.
Director's cut. I love that. My favorite. This was one of the early memes. It was Breaking Bad, and it was like, Jesse, we gotta go like make meth somewhere empty, and they go into the. He's like, here, we'll go to the Morbius theater. And he goes, oh no, Jesse, it's a Morbius
sweep.
It's a Morbius sweep.
Yeah, so this is a perfect opportunity. We're gonna start a new initiative for more viewer interaction. So comment down below if you watched the movie and what your favorite scene was.
My favorite scene.
We'll remake the movie out of the scenes you give us, and I'm sure it will be just as good.
Honestly, it'll probably be better. But my favorite scene is he goes, "It's Morbin time." Then everyone, and then it got a 27-minute standing ovation.
27 minutes.
It's like all the white parents that clap when the plane lands, except it was Morbius, and everyone
Morbius.
clapped at the end of the movie.
They all clapped when it was over. They went, finally. I wonder how long that movie is. Probably not long enough. Probably not enough.
Why would you clap at the end of Endgame when you can clap at the end of Morbius?
Morbius, it's like Endgame, but for better.
They really are just like, let's make the lamest superhero. He's just a bat. He's literally just a bat.
What, you mean he's worse Batman?
No, but he's not Batman because he's literally just a bat. He's just a vampire.
Exactly. He's like Man-Bat.
Maybe.
He's like Man-Bat for Batman.
I've saw the one trailer and then all the memes, and the memes are way better than the movie, so.
Yeah, I saw the one trailer, and I feel like that gave me enough of a grasp. Something about him being like a surgeon like Doctor Strange, and then he like gets crippled, and then he becomes a vampire, and something. I have no idea.
And then they bring in Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming in the trailer, but I heard he's not even in the movie. He's just in the trailer.
Vulture, they just threw him in the trailer.
But that's so funny because
just like the Snyder Cut trailer where Joker says we live in a society, and they didn't even put it in the movie.
Not in the movie. But it was because of all the memes. It's been like the giant meme for the past couple of like weeks. And then Sony's like, oh, people really like the movie. It's getting a ton of internet traction. Let's bring it back to theaters. So they last weekend they did 1,000 more theaters for the movie, and it was partly because of the online traction, also partly because there wasn't really, they just needed to fill some slots. Like, oh, we'll put Morbius back. Everyone seems to love Morbius.
Everybody loves it.
Like you said, it made $83 per theater. It flopped even harder.
Oh my god! It flops even harder the second time. But you know what? We're 4 minutes in now. We can put the
like
Morbius,
you said, that's 4 people per theater.
We can put the Morbin time jokes aside.
Bro, it'll never die.
So it got what, 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. I heard you got some stats to hit us
17%.
with.
The critics, they didn't love this movie. That's because the critics don't know a good movie when they see one.
All right, AJ, let's hit him with the facts and knowledge.
The
to
audience
defeat them.
score, baby.
What's our audience score
is
look like?
71%. Because it's a fantastic. Actually, my favorite thing is the memes where they like scratch off like all the things. It's just like 100%.
God damn it.
It's like, oh, Morbius made 163 million. It's actually 163 trillion dollars.
God damn it. They got a Morbius sweep in the Rotten Tomatoes too.
Oh, dude, look
the
at
audience score in
these.
Rotten Tomatoes got hit with the Morbius sweep. They loved it. All right, so let's hear. Why don't here? You know what? I'll pull some up too. We'll cherry pick our favorite reviews from it.
This is the audience reviews. face tat albino to CGI spooky face is one of the worst superhero films ever made. I just watched Morbius. I know next to nothing about him. What kind of doctor is he again? What does he enjoy? Is there some kind of romance between him and the lady doctor? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I cannot tell you. And who is Milo? That's what I'm... Bro, who is Milo? Doctor Who's character in this story is the best friend who is also disabled. And other than that, there's no characterization. I'm stuck thinking, why? Why is this a movie? Bro, no, I want to see the good reviews.
All right. Oh, this is a good one. One of the top critics on this one. This is a good one. Somehow Jared Leto is not even the best Jared in Morbius. Enough with the origin stories we did not ask for. Thank you, Mark Kermode.
Oh, bro, here's all the dude, 15 minutes ago. This is one of the movies of 2022. It's one of them. Production values are in movies, and this has actors. It absolutely has some music of any film, and outright some of the CGI I've seen this year. I would definitely recommend watching movies, especially ones that have scripts. From the opening scene to the final credits, I watched it. I hope to watch more movies. It's 5 out of 5. It was a movie.
All right, I think I found the best. All right, I think I found a good.
All right, let's hear it.
I gotta contain myself. I think I found a good one. This one is brought to you by Doruk.
Doruk?
And he says 5 stars 15 hours ago. All caps. Morbius is the best movie I have ever seen. I watch it 100 more billion times.
Oh, it's Morbius.
Hold on, it keeps going.
Oh.
I watch it 100 more billion times a day, and I'm not even slightly bored yet. Morbius changed my life, and it will change yours too for sure. Watch Morbius now. I said now.
Bro, I really want to watch it, but then I think it would ruin it. It would ruin the meme.
We got... dude, some of these 5-star reviews are bangers.
Dude, this one's my favorite. I'm morbing my nuts off to this film. Me. That's who the quote's from me. Apparently. And the reviewer is untitled.
Corey N says, this movie was jaw-dropping. Never in my 15 years have I ever seen a movie this amazing. I was in absolute shock when Michael Morbius said, it's Morbin time.
I can't.
Jared Cheeto was such an amazing actor in this movie. It brought the movie all together. I do wish there were more Morbin time scenes. When I saw, and I will tell you this, when I saw Spider-Man enter the screen, I literally almost peed my pants. When he said Morbin time, I can't read anymore of this. It gets really bad. Okay, this is...
I love this one.
That's a good one.
Literally one of the movies of all time. The directing, acting, cinematography, it all happened. and that's Dude, this one's my favorite. Morbtastic. Absolutely Morbtastic movie. I'm waiting for the sequel.
Did they greenlight a second one yet?
No.
Sebastian S says 5 stars. Helped me morb. For real.
No,
dude.
Hours ago. Actually, no. They didn't announce sequel. They announced 10 more films, and after a theatrical release of each of the 10 films, they're gonna go on Morbin Plus, the new streaming platform. So we can watch all of them again.
Here's a good one. Nicholas says, worst movie ever. My daughter and me hated. Big rhyme. I like that one. It seemed like he was very angry when he wrote that review. I'm sorry, Nicholas, that you and your daughter didn't enjoy Morbius the way the rest of us did. Yeah, so it seems like a common consensus here is a repeating theme in the reviews is definitely one of the movies ever made.
No, but not, bro.
That seems like a very...
I got the best review right here by Magnus M. a day
Dude,
ago.
that's the one I'm reading.
Ready? This movie was life-changing. Before I watched this, I was paralyzed from the waist down and addicted to drugs, and fatherless. My dad left me when I was just a boy. When it finished, I walked out of the cinema, bumped into my father, who turned out to be a morbhead, just like me, and went home to my wife, who, upon hearing me say it's Morbin time, left into bed with me and made passionate love to me for the first time in years. I haven't touched drugs since. Thank you, Morb.
See, truly, I think Morbius has been a life-changing experience for everybody who's seen it. It makes me want to leave a review. I feel like I have seen the movie through reading these wonderful reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
My favorite thing is right above that life-changing review is just horrible and just horrible.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, there's so many 5-star reviews here. Like,
it must be great. It must be a fantastic
like coming
film.
from Nathan B. Morbius is really an incredible movie. If I could give 1 Morbillion stars to Morb, I would.
This one's great too, by Colin B. The doctor said I'm morbidly obese. That means I'm Morbin.
He's Morbin. There are some true nuggets in here.
Deserves 1 more billion stars.
I have to say, I just read that one. The one above it though is a good one too. My favorite part of Morbius is when Milo does the gritty. I'm really glad that you pulled that dead meme out just for this Morbius review.
This guy's confused why it has a 71%. Yeah. You're right, bro. It should be at 100%.
Yeah, he's like, how did this get such a low score? They're lowballing us. Legitimate review. I'm gonna flag that one and report it.
I can't wait for Morbius 2 into the Morbiverse of Morbiness.
To the Morbinverse.
And
yeah, that's just like our last episode last month.
The Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Sadness. Because that's how it left me feeling after I watched it.
Dude, the next one. Mario P. I literally morbed my pants so hard when Morbius appeared and said, it's Morbin time. It was truly a Morbtastic moment for all Morbheads like me. This masterpiece, this divine offering, is truly deserving of not 1, not 2, but 3 Morbillion dollars. All I can do now is morbidly await Morbius 2. Mo blues, mo problems, peace, Morbheads.
Everyone, as you can tell, we're both giant Morbheads here because we've definitely seen the movie. I love Morb, and this was the greatest meme of all time for a week until Jared Leto decided to ruin it by joining in.
You know, I really think this movie is the closest we've ever come to world peace next to Pokemon Go. Look at these reviews. Emotional roller coaster, absolutely flawless. No. I enjoyed the movie very much. I freaking loved this movie. There's so many good reviews here. I mean, honestly, listen, Sony, we'll make a deal with you. We'll send people to your theaters. We'll send bot farms to your theaters to watch your movie if you send us the money, the $87 per theater that you make. And we'll give you double that, hypothetically. With bots, you will have more people that have seen the movie, but you will still make less money.
No, it's just really funny because we finally had achieved world peace, right? Everyone was a Morbhead, everyone was having a Morbin time, and then, just like Satan himself, someone had to come and ruin the fun for everyone else. And that man's name is Jared Leto, because he decided to ruin it by posting a video of him reading Morbius 2, It's Morbin Time, on his Instagram. And then everyone collectively decided it wasn't funny anymore.
5 stars. Glad to see Jared Leto go full Morb. But I think what's important here is to see the opinions that really matter. The critics. What do the very important critics have to say about this movie? Let's see.
To call Morbius a corporate corpse of a movie is too kind. Bro, this man has no Matt's movie reviews. I'm calling you out right now. Ooh. You clearly are not a certified fresh movie reviewer. If you didn't, he saw Morbius. He gave it a 1.5.
Okay, like half of these critic reviews are in Spanish, so
It must have done really well.
And it's all the negative ones
in
too.
Spanish-speaking countries.
No, it's all the negative ones.
It's all the negative.
It feels like there was a really decent draft of this movie waiting to be discovered. Damn, movie critics. They really make the movie. See, I was gonna see this movie too, and then Jared Leto got in on the joke, and then I was like,
it's not funny anymore.
It's like now I don't even want to see. That's you.
That's it.
Go
why do they have to ruin
Lord.
everything that we love?
That's true. You know what they don't ruin though?
What?
Disney Plus has never ruined anything. Thank God Morbius won't be on there. Instead, we get Miss Marvel.
And well, that's because Morbius will be on Morbin Plus, which is something I will gladly pay $100 a month for.
No, actually, Morbin Plus is not actually new. They're converting all of Disney Plus into Morbin Plus because Sony bought the rights to Spider-Man all those years ago in the 90s, and then they started making the Spider-Man movies. And since then, they've had this master plan. They've finally released Morbius, and with all of the money they've made from it, they have bought Disney and have converted Disney Plus into
into
Morbin
Morbin
Plus.
And then they're removing all of the Disney content and just putting Morbius.
It's just Morbius. You click on it and you get to watch Morbius. It's like a DVD that you don't even need to put in the player.
And,
you
just watch it's like an elevator. They're gonna be playing 30 Seconds to Mars, which is Jared Leto's band, so they just have that in the background.
What a good movie. You know what's not good? Kenobi.
Yeah, it's kind of mid, not gonna lie.
It's kind of mid. I mean, it's like better.
I thought you liked it.
It's not like it's not like a Marvel show.
I thought you liked it more than I did because I've been pretty harsh about it.
No, I definitely like it more than you, and you're definitely. I feel like you're a little harsh on it.
Maybe, but I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen how it's ended, and everything with Darth Vader is sick.
True.
But
let me say this to you though. You can call it mid, but
because it is.
It's pretty good. I mean, we get some good Ewan McGregor. I'm happy to see him back as Obi-Wan. Look,
okay. All my complaints with the show have nothing to do with Ewan. Every scene, well, not every scene, but like everything he's doing in terms of acting is great. And maybe this is my fault, and maybe it's everyone's fault, because the expectations for this show were so sky high that it was almost certainly never going to live up to it. But part of me is just disappointed when I just see some of these, like episode 4. Like, I don't think it was a bad episode. I think it was a fine episode. It's just, it felt so unimportant to me because it just felt like it was a retread of what already happened. Like, she already got kidnapped, and they just are going after her again. Well, spoilers, obviously. But it's like they're just doing it again, and the only difference now is that they had a tracking device on them, even though they were already tracking the ship they were on in episode 3. So it, like, nothing has changed, except now. That's my point. Nothing has changed from the beginning of episode 4 to the end of episode 4. It's basically the same, other than they have Leia back, which they already had her back in the last episode.
Okay, but we had something very important in episode 4 that made the whole episode for me. We got to see Purge Troopers. I mean, come on.
Well, that's really cool because they're in you're playing Jedi Fallen Order, right?
Yeah, I'm playing Jedi Fallen Order.
Isn't that like
finally.
Were those? Because I actually couldn't tell because the Purge Troopers in Fallen Order. Originally, like, that's the only media they're in. They're not in any other Star Wars media.
So they have, like, those ones are, like, the airborne clone troopers. These ones seem like a later one because these guys clearly aren't clones, but they're still, like, they seem to be the Purge Trooper because they have, like, the black and red.
Well, to be fair, I think Fallen Order and Kenobi take place at, like, the same time.
No. Fallen Order is, like...
no, it's not. No, because they're about the same time because Cal Kestis... Fallen Order. He's like
20s.
What? He's like 14 or he's like something like that in the
and
Clone Wars.
Yeah, and he's like 24.
It's been about like 10 years. He's like in his like mid 20s.
Yeah, okay,
I think it's about and Kenobi takes place 10 years after the Clone Wars.
Yeah. All right, I'll buy that.
I think it's about the same time.
I'll buy that. You know what I really liked?
Yeah, you're right.
About episode 4, the big spoiler that I'm about to drop out.
Let's hear it.
Right at the beginning of the episode when I don't even want to rant about her because I want to keep this episode brief, but the second sister character is interrogating Leia, and she's like, "Where are they?"
I thought she was third sister.
Whoever, Reva.
She's
interrogating Leia, and Leia is like being this like prick, like defying her. Why don't you just hit her with the logic of "I'm 10"? She's interrogating you. Why aren't you? No,
that was my other thing.
Why aren't you like, "I'm literally 10. You kidnapped me. Can I go home now?"
She wants information about like, oh, where's like the secret like path? Like she doesn't know. Wait, what do you mean? She does not know.
And then at the end, she's like, "Fine, I'll tell you." And it's like, but you don't know. Like, why don't? It's like, why
you went to one safe house on one planet? That does not mean you know the entire route of the whole network.
Like, here's the thing: if you were gonna use Leia as bait to draw in Obi-Wan, that's one thing. But you're actually interrogating her. Like this 10-year-old knows about the network. Like, the only reason she knows these people is because you kidnapped her. And you kidnapped her 2 days ago. Like, do you think she already knows the whole inner workings of the network? Like,
and I guess the reasoning was more for her just to place the tracker device on her like robot, which like I get it. That was the purpose of the interrogation, but it's I don't know.
The only thing I have to say that I really am a little sad about is that when she's interrogating Leia, that Leia doesn't say Dantooine. I was really hoping she was gonna throw that curveball in there and be like, "Where are they? Dantooine." Yeah, the classic throw them under the bus planet.
The classic.
You're gonna destroy a planet? Yeah, go get Dantooine.
I don't know. It's just there's a lot of cool stuff in it, and everything with Darth Vader, Hayden Christensen, and Ewan McGregor and Obi-Wan. All that stuff's cool. Then there's also logic-breaking moments, like when he throws him in the fire, which is like really this powerful emotional moment. Then all the fire's back. I guess we'll just let him escape. Which part of it, like, I get it, like, Vader's,
No,
like, the thrill of the hunt, like, he wants to keep chasing him, it's fun for him. But, like, have you seen the meme where the stormtrooper was like, Vader, you just picked him up in the fire. Why don't you just do that again?
No, here's the thing. Here's the important thing to mention here. I don't know if you know, but in that scene in the fire, you actually, you get a throwback to, like, episode 4 where you see his eyes through the helmet. That was Anakin. That was Anakin letting Obi-Wan go.
I know, I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
Yes, I do. Just like how Vader... Remember, Vader goes back and finds Ahsoka's lightsabers. He didn't do that because Darth Vader had to do it. It's Anakin. That's Anakin breaking out, and that's why Obi-Wan leaves.
Yeah, but I think
he definitely could have killed Obi-Wan right there. It's that he couldn't. He hesitated.
No, but I think the hesitation of him not going through the fire, because there's two things I've seen. One is that he's afraid of fire because of, like, but, like, they didn't actually, like, indicate that, because there could have been just even, like, a simple, like, him stepping back from the fire would have been, like, indication enough that he doesn't like going through fire because of, like, the PTSD. But it's also just, like, he likes the thrill of the hunt, and at this point he's so consumed as Darth Vader with anger at Obi-Wan. I don't think he's really, like, going, like, being Anakin. I would expect that in, like, a later episode when they actually have more of a conversation. And, like, maybe that when Obi-Wan tries to plead with him that he actually would, like, Anakin would reemerge, but no. I don't think at that point in time there was any Anakin.
I think Anakin reemerged because he started going in on Obi-Wan, and he was starting to, like, seriously mess him up. And then there's, like, this huge, like, big event where there's, like, explosions and stuff, and stormtroopers start getting shot, and it distracts him. And then I think, like, the Anakin part realizes, because that's a big part of the Darth Vader character is the draw between, like, Darth Vader and Anakin, because it's like even when you get to, like, the 4, 5, 6, the movies, there's still that struggle there between him being Anakin and being Vader, and I think that was, like, the reason he let him go. I don't think he let him go for, like, obviously because it's convenient for the plot, because you can't have Obi-Wan die, but, like, it kind of makes sense. He hasn't seen him in so long, and then, like, he finally gets him, and, like, you know, maybe there's, like, oh, we shouldn't do it this way.
Maybe. I mean, it makes perfect sense why Obi-Wan lost, because he basically had been out of touch with his connection to the Force at that point. And, like, that's why he got beat up.
Yeah.
It makes sense, perfect sense. And the other part of me that I mentioned in, like, I think our first episode on this is, like, I don't know, part of me, like, them meeting now, it's just, part of me just feels like that detracts from A New Hope, because, like, then it's not their, like, first meeting in forever.
No, you've been very adamant about that.
And
this is still 9 years before
I know,
A New Hope.
But it's still, like...
It is... AJ, 10 years is still a long time to not see him.
It is, but... I mean, it's besides the point. They already met, and we'll get more of a clearer picture. Like, I don't want to talk about this anymore, because, like, the series isn't done.
Let me just throw this out there,
We will give a full review once the series has concluded.
With its relevance to Episode 4, if Obi-Wan and Vader hadn't met for all those years, that first meeting on the Death Star probably would have gone more like the way it did in the 3rd episode of this series. Like, now that they've met again, Obi-Wan knows that Anakin's still out there, and, like, now he has this time to, like, know what to do next, like, because he knows he has to face him again. You know,
but he could have still found out.
And I think that's why. How would he have found out? Through Owen Lars?
No, but I'm saying, like you can have this show where he goes and he, like, goes into the galaxy and learns that Anakin is Vader without directly meeting. Reva's the one who told him.
Okay, here's the thing, though. First of all, that was stupid. Nobody should know that Anakin is Vader.
Well, I think
Anakin
the reasoning is because
of
the first. It's the first scene in the entire show was the Order 66 because Reva's one of those Jedi. She's probably they're gonna go back to, and she's probably gonna see Anakin slaughter a bunch of people in the Jedi Temple, which to me is the only, and I mean the only logical reason for why she would know. Because if she sees him killing...
But how? How would she know?
If she sees Anakin slaughtering Jedi in the temple...
That was still well before the Mustafar battle.
Order 66 was right directly before the Mustafar battle.
I know, and then he gets cut to pieces.
No, but it's pretty obvious. Like,
how would she know?
Remember,
he's still
Anakin's
alive?
very famous, and everyone knows who he is and what he looks like. And when she sees Anakin slaughtering a bunch of Jedi in the temple, it's not too hard to kind of put the pieces together. Like, oh, he's the new Darth Vader.
Oh, that's this 6-foot guy in black armor with a red lightsaber that you can't see his face. How do you just put the pieces together?
I'm just saying,
he's wearing a helmet.
That seems to me that's the only like logic.
What did he
you
like
can
pull her
draw.
aside and he's like, "Hey, by the way, I recognize you. I'm Anakin. You remember me?"
They'll come up with some reasoning for it, but you gotta remember. And also, I understand like a lot of people don't like her character, and then they're like abusing her online. That's terrible.
That's terrible. I don't like her character because she's annoying. Because like
that's the thing. That's not her
like
fault.
her
That's
whole
not,
character is just plot convenience. It's not. I don't hate the actress. I just hate the character.
It's
that
not
she plays.
the actress's fault. It's the writer's fault.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's a lot of the same reason I think that the characters in the sequel movies take a lot of shit. Is like, it's not really their fault.
It's not
like,
you can't blame the actors for playing the character they're told to play. You can't blame the actors for playing the character they're told to play.
Yeah,
it's the writer's fault.
Yeah, it's like they're reading lines. It's like she's not reading them like robotically or acting poorly. It's just like the character is written horribly.
Yeah, I mean the character's annoying on purpose, and I get that. But you can criticize the character without attacking the actress.
This one is beyond annoying. And I heard a very interesting point that a lot of the criticism that Reva is getting is the same kind of criticism that Hayden Christensen got in episode 2. Which is valid, because when episode 2 came out, they were all like always really overzealous and overconfident and really annoying. Mm-hmm. And she's a lot of the same things, but she's never going to get fleshed out like Anakin did. So there's nothing to detract from this performance. Like, it's just, this is going to be it. And I don't think, we have 2 episodes left. There's not going to be a significant amount of growth. I think she's going to die, and that's going to be it.
Maybe. I don't know.
But look, the only point I'm trying to make is that I understand where you're coming from with them meeting in episode 4 being important, but I also think this show is important because it makes it clear to Obi-Wan that Anakin's still out there and he's not just going to go away, so he's got to face him again, and that's why he's so calm when he sees him on the Death Star. Think about it. I mean, if you like lived out in a desert for 20 years and then the guy that you murdered in a lava river just kind of shows up and he's like, "Hey, time to die," wouldn't you be a little freaked out? But he's pretty calm. It kind of seems like he knows he's Darth Vader now.
Yeah, but also Obi-Wan at that point was also the Obi-Wan that knew that, like, when he dies, he's gonna turn to a Force ghost. So he had all this like knowledge and time to prepare.
That's true, but
he knew beforehand because he tells Luke the lie about his dad.
I know, but
he knows full well that Vader's his dad.
I know. Yeah, that's at the beginning of A New Hope. Though.
I know.
Like this show, this is important because it shows him reconnecting with the Force, and like, to be honest, I know I heard this show might get a season 2, which I kind of hope it doesn't. But like, it's more, I think, just about like Obi-Wan reconnecting with the Force and being ready to face Vader. Like,
it probably will get a season 2 because it was the most watched Disney Plus original.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, okay, I kind of don't want it to get a season 2 because I like don't want them to overdo it and ruin it. But I also really, really want more Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen.
Actually, this show suffers from the same criticism I had of The Bad Batch. It felt like episode 4 felt like filler to me. It didn't actually advance the plot in any significant way. And there's not enough episodes for you to have filler episodes.
Yeah, that's the only thing is with Bad Batch.
Like, was the episode bad? Like, same thing with Bad Batch. None of the episodes were, like, terrible. Like, oh my god, that was horrible. Like, episode 4 wasn't horrible. It just felt like filler. It's like, you only have 6 episodes. You don't have time for a filler episode. Every episode has to be at least significant to the plot in some way, and this just wasn't.
Yeah, episode 4, I think it was good, but it was good in like an entertainment, not like a story progression manner.
Like, it was a fine episode.
It was cool. But we get some like the lightsaber in the dark where he like assassinates those stormtroopers.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was sick.
Best scene in the whole show is still the homeless clone. That's still the best scene.
Yeah, that's still the best scene.
And I still think, I remember some YouTuber I was watching, and he suggested that would have been really cool that he saw Obi-Wan's like picture on the bounty that is Order 66 is activated. That would have been kind of cool.
I think now
missed opportunity.
No, I don't think it's a missed opportunity.
It is. It 100% is.
Because I'm really happy they didn't do that. Because it would have taken away from like more of like I think that was to symbolize like Obi-Wan like forgiving them. Like he's past it now. Even because like think about it. He probably should be like afraid of them because of the whole like all of a sudden getting shot off of a cliff by like his closest commander, his second in command. But instead, this is like a scene where it like shows forgiveness. I also saw something out there on the internet, somewhere on YouTube, that the clone was like aware, but like chose to let him go because of like the kindness that he was shown. That he was kind of like,
I don't believe that.
I don't know, dude. He's old. The inhibitor chip.
I don't
doesn't
believe that
work
for a
the
second
same
because the whole
anymore.
point is that the inhibitor chip never goes away and never actually. Because then, if that's true, then that means that takes away from past stuff like the Bad Batch, where it was so important that they had to get the inhibitor chip out.
Whoa! Bad Batch is like days after episode 3.
No, I understand that, but by that logic, the importance of getting it out is irrelevant if it's just gonna go away over time. Like then there's no point.
But it is in the context of the Bad Batch because
I don't believe
there's still tons of Jedi
that theory.
and the purge is still happening. Like we're at a point now where the Jedi are pretty much gone. Like you hear the inhibitors talk, the Inquisitors talk about it in the first episode. They're like, yeah, we're just cleaning up scraps now. There's no Jedi left, pretty much.
Yeah,
like
because it's been 10 years.
Yeah, so like. Maybe the clones like it just doesn't matter anymore. Like you don't need to keep that inhibitor.
I don't buy that.
I don't know. I do. Also, it doesn't really matter that much because like Obi-Wan doesn't go back the way he came from. It's not like the clone's gonna go running across the city to find him. It's not like he's just gonna stand up. He's like, oh, I'm done being homeless. I'm gonna go beat this guy to death with my helmet.
That would have been pretty funny.
Like he didn't have a gun or anything. But I'm gonna use what you were talking about as a segue.
Still the best scene.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Still the best scene. And actually, one more comment before we move on, because we've talked about this more than I think we should have, because we haven't seen the last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
we're
not at the end yet.
My opinion might change depending on how good the last 2 episodes are.
Ned B, best character.
Who?
Ned B, the loader robot that helps Obi-Wan. Best character.
Oh yeah,
My man was really about to beat those stormtroopers to death.
That was pretty cool. But Reva may be annoying, but she is not as annoying as the fake Jedi in episode 2. He felt so out of place.
Yeah, but he was nobody.
I know, but it just, that totally just ruined. That was like, that 5 minutes of screen time, man, just totally took me out. Like, any immersion was just gone.
I thought it was funny.
It wasn't funny.
Like, it kind of was, because he was like just a scammer. Obi-Wan's like, oh my god, finally a Jedi, and then he's just like, oh. But he's like, wait, you're not a Jedi, and he's like, oh, sorry, buddy.
No, but Obi-Wan.
So he just takes him hostage. He just gets out his gun. He's like, all right, we're leaving.
Obi-Wan saw immediately there wasn't Jedi.
Yeah. So he just pulls out his gun and takes him hostage.
I don't know. It totally took me out, and just the whole point is the show is supposed to be serious, and then just totally, it was a total Disney moment.
No,
that was a Disney
but you know
moment.
What? This show has had significantly less Disney moments than The Mandalorian and, God forbid, the unforgivable sin, The Book of Boba Fett.
They really did my boy dirty. They did my boy so dirty. They really
took like the most popular character that wasn't like a main character, like the most popular background character in all of Star Wars, and they just threw him down the shitter. They just threw him away. They were like, goodbye.
No.
They're like, Boba Fett. Oh my god, he's alive. Oh my god, he's got new repainted armor and the Slave One's back. Here's the dumpster. Goodbye.
The Sarlacc pit that people have been waiting, what?
Sarlusi?
40 years of what happened. Guess what? You get 15 seconds of screen time.
You get to see him crawl
and then
out.
he just blows it up.
Yeah, and then he just goes back and blows it up.
I'm sorry, Disney. And
all right, that scene was pretty cool though, because he just like goes over and drops a seismic charge in it.
It was funny, but it was like
he goes and he like steals his ship back, and then he's like, all right, we got to take care of one thing, and he just blows up the Sarlacc.
It was just so disappointing.
Yeah, the whole show was just disappointing.
I mean, we can't talk about that note. We did
enough.
We already talked about it.
We did enough.
Back to Miss Marvel. It has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics are loving it.
Came out yesterday.
The critics love it.
No. Just real quick, the Bad Batch trailer's out.
Yes,
it looks more interesting than the first season.
Well, hopefully they got rid of all the filler. So
new paint jobs.
It'll be good.
I'm fine if they got filler. I just want better quality filler.
That's true. But
I just want more like blaster battles and stuff. And please, this is my plea to Disney, to the Disney god of Florida. Please stop making them always use stun on their blasters. It is so boring to see them shoot rings and knock people out. Why? Yeah. They're like, oh, we can't kill these clones. They're our brothers. And then they get shot at by an ATT, and it's like, bro, I don't think they're playing by the same rules as you.
Cody. Also, if Cody's not in it, what are you doing?
Honestly, what are you doing?
Why is he not in it? He should be in it. Rex is in it. Why is Cody not in it?
Yeah, that's like, everybody wants to see him back, too.
And Cody makes more sense than Rex, because Cody actually still works for the Empire.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, Rex, it kind of makes sense, because he's, like, organizing these, like, resistance movements of, like, helping people. But Cody is
Well,
the
that's part
opposite.
of the
Cody's helping the
Disney's
Empire.
just so flip-floppity with their shows because he's like a total bum in the Rebels, and then he gets sucked back into the thing, and then it's like, nah, he was actually kind of a rebel the whole time.
Yeah, it's like he was kind of a rebel, and then he just
what do you
forgot.
mean? I just forgot. Went to the desert, and he's like, oh, maybe I'll
He
be a
just went
rebel
to
again.
the desert and started fishing.
It's just Disney's so because they're just making so much conveyor belt content, they can't. And that's the same thing with when they killed the Grand Inquisitor. It's like that totally just breaks Star Wars lore. Now you've established lore, and you just broke it. You just threw it out the window. Is he dead?
Weird.
Maybe.
It's weird too because Disney made Rebels.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Clone Wars thing that happened before Disney.
They're not like retconning 2007 Clone Wars. It's like, bro, you made Rebels. Like you made up the character.
I just think like that's my issue, and this is why Marvel's like at least for all the garbage Marvel comedy content we get, it's at least all interconnected and everything makes sense. Star Wars is not like that. It's
honestly, what would be pretty cool, I think, in the new Bad Batch is if we get to see the introduction of Inquisitors. If we get to see them get introduced, because it's like, yeah, like Purge Troopers, Inquisitors, like this is the time, like right after the Clone Wars, they're going and hunting down the Jedi. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
don't throw Darth Vader in there because it makes no sense. But
last thing before Kenobi, if Dexter's not in the last, if I don't get a flashback with Dexter, I'm gonna be mad.
Dude, I want him to.
I want Dexter. Where is he?
Yeah, where is Coruscant? You know what, though? I'm really happy that this show isn't Explore Tatooine like all the other shows have been.
Tales of Tatooine? How to
Tales
Fix
of
Boba
Tatooine.
Fett. Call it Tales of Tatooine, then I won't expect to see... Then I won't
expect to see Boba Fett.
Then I won't be mad when the Book of Boba Fett and Boba Fett's not in 2 of the episodes.
The last 2, or the second to last 2, and then he's in the finale. And he has one.
Then I won't be as mad if it's not called the Boba Fett show and he's not in it.
Then he has one pretty okay fight with Cad Bane, and that's it. I was so happy to see Cad Bane.
No, we
back
can't
just for
talk.
him to die.
I'll get too mad at Disney. We can't talk about it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That'll be in the
Disney.
the
I will forgive you of all
party.
your sins if you bring in Dexter.
Yeah, that's true. All sins will be absolved.
All my homies love Dexter.
It's like that one shrine in Elden Ring where you can absolve yourself of sin. Just throw in Dexter in one episode of Kenobi, and all of your sins will be forgiven.
How have you been enjoying Fallen Order?
Pretty good. I am at.
Where are you? What planet are you on?
Right after the snow planet. Kashyyyk. I'm on Kashyyyk. I like that the only one that's in the movies is the one that I can't remember.
That's funny. I really enjoy the first Kashyyyk mission where you have to like climb on the walker.
I just did that one. It was
so
awesome.
much fun.
Oh my god! Finally, it's the first time I think in a video game that we've gotten like actual like at gameplay where you like see the inside of the cockpit and you just destroy everything. It's so great.
Respawn only makes bangers. They've had 4 games and not a single bad one. I mean, Apex isn't bad. It's just a battle royale. So it's
just not our genre.
It's fine for what it is. Apex is fine for what it is, but like both Titanfalls have been great and Fallen Order's been great.
And Apex is arguably one of the better battle royales too.
Yeah. And it's still there's a reason it's still one of the most popular. It's basically
it's good.
It's Fortnite, Apex, and Warzone. Those are really the only 3 ones that are alive.
I play battle royale occasionally. Here, hold on. I'm gonna turn this into the world's most interesting man. I don't always play Battle Royale, but when I do, it's usually a 4-hour download of Apex Legends to play it for 2 hours and then delete it.
The classic move.
Except
it's like 70 gigabytes now, so I can't do that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, there we go. We got a notification. I forgot to turn Do Not Disturb on my laptop.
I got a notification earlier.
SOS.
Hopefully that didn't pick up.
It's an emergency. I don't know. That one probably definitely
And are you ready for the next? Back to Fallen Order. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, I got
Jedi Survivor.
Now I got to finish this one.
Jedi Survivor. It's coming out. Actually, looks sick. The trailer looks so cool.
Is this one still Cal Kestis? I didn't watch the trailer.
Yeah, no, he's the main character, but there's like I think it's an Inquisitor's after like a different like it's some other like dark side Inquisitor that's like after him.
Oh, that's cool.
It looks sick. And here's the thing: I don't really care if this game breaks lore because it's a video game and it's not connected to the main stuff. So break as much lore as you want. I really don't care. Oof. Just that Obi-Wan Kenobi, a main series, shouldn't be breaking lore.
Yeah, I mean, does it really break lore? Darth Maul dies like 3 times.
Well, that's the problem. Is that
Ahsoka dies.
They just cemented that death means nothing because you can just come back.
Yeah, they just have a respawn mechanic now.
Luke dies, can hold the lightsaber as a ghost. He's basically alive.
Yeah,
he's basically alive.
Yeah, that's just the rules.
I love the Rise of Skywalker. And
Yoda comes back as a ghost again, and he shoots lightning at a tree.
I have one more side tangent before we end, is that I've been sucked back into the Destiny world. I finally bought Witch Queen, and I beat the campaign yesterday with some randos because I was playing with my friends, and then it was like 2 a.m. and the last boss fight's really hard. And then I'm like, all right, let's get some like pros. Just got 2 guys beat on like our second try.
Damn.
I love Destiny.
Since we game share, I'll have to not download that.
I love Destiny.
I'm not playing Destiny ever again.
It's actually a lot of fun, but it's just...
I just can't pick that game up again. Dude,
that's the thing. It's a massive time commitment. You really got to be...
Yeah, I just don't got the time.
That's the thing. I can only do it during the summer because any other time of the year, I don't have time to play the game.
Yeah.
I can only play it during the summer.
I don't even have time during the summer to play it, so I'm just not playing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Destiny just ain't worth it. I like Jedi Fallen Order. I like that I accidentally, the last time I played it, I was like really good at video games because it was like 2 years ago. I played like the first few missions and I had the difficulty set to Jedi Grandmaster. And I was playing and I was like, damn, this is really hard. And then I looked at the difficulty. I was like, oh yeah, we're on the master difficulty. That's why.
Can't be doing that.
And then it doesn't help that that yesterday I had been playing Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga earlier in the day. So I would get into these like melee fights with the scout troopers and think that A was the dodge button, and I would just jump, and I would just jump and then get the shit beaten out of me. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Can't
B
be
is
doing
the
that.
dodge.
Well, I think we can wrap up now.
Yeah, 40 minutes. We said it was going to be 25. It's 40. It's all right though.
It always
because
ends up being that way.
a permanent reminder. You wanna any final send off?
It's again as our Lord and Savior Morbius once said.
Fuck, dude, you're doing the same thing.
It's not the Morbin me. It's the Morbin us.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Permanent Podcast, possibly Detour.
Morbin time.
Morbers.
The new we're renaming it again to the Morbin podcast.
Yeah, we've changed it to Morbcast.
Morbcast.
No, we just changed it to Morbius. That's just the name of the channel. It's just Morbius.
Yeah. Thanks for
listening. Thanks for joining us on our Morbius sweep.
What a great time.
Everyone,
don't go watch Morbius.
Watch it.
No, actually buy a ticket but don't watch it.
No, don't buy a ticket. Pirate it.
No, we can't promote that. Can we get in trouble
for saying that?
No. YouTube, we do not mean that. YouTube.
Dude, I saw a video and it was this guy. Never mind. We'll talk about that next time.
No, YouTube. No, we do not support pirating. YouTube.
No, we don't support piracy.
Please do not ban the video.
You know the rule. Just don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything about it, and the video can stay up.
That's not how it works.
If you know, you know.
Go buy a ticket to Morbius, but don't watch it because that would ruin the meme.
Sneak into the Morbius theater.
Stop. All right.
Morb your way in there.
All right. Have a Morbin day, everyone.
Keep on Morbin, Morb heads.
Morb you later.
Morbius.
Morb.
Here they come now. Watch out, folks. Now get ready for the Moon Bear Shuffle.
Bye.